without further ado, I want to bring up Mr. Jason Miko to introduce him and tell you a little bit about this extraordinary individual who has really been a great friend, and I like to call him a Macedonian because he is probably more Macedonian than many Macedonians, because he went to Macedonia in the early 90s. He fell in love with Macedonia. He lived there for 7 years. I don't know how you did it. I'd like to present the Macedonia Friendship Award. UMD Macedonia Friendship Award presented to Jason Miko in appreciation and honor of your strong support of Macedonia.
Neto, thank you so much for that and for the award. Before I say anything else, is Sally McNamara still here? She left, unfortunately. I wanted to see how we can make her Secretary of State. Oh. It's great to see friends here from Canada, from Australia, from throughout the United States, and from Macedonia as well. And I've met all of you basically because of the UMD and also because of the film. I also want to say, having done a number of conferences in my life back in the day, I want to just another thank you for the volunteers. I think most of them are probably outside, but I think the volunteers certainly deserve a round of applause for the hard work they do. Since we're celebrating Macedonia's 20th anniversary as an independent, modern nation state, let me just tell you a little bit about my background. Some of you know, some of you don't. I've been involved in Macedonia for 15 years, so 3/4 of Macedonia's life as a modern-day nation state. 7 of those, as Meto mentioned, I lived there for. In 1996, I moved to Skopje. The year before, I had met some folks with Mercy Corps, based in Portland, Oregon. It's a humanitarian group. And I met them on a trip to the Balkans. I was working here in Washington for a PR firm. We stayed in touch, and they had a 3-month job opening available in Skopje. So I'd been here for 7 years in Washington, and I said, you know, I'd like to get away for 3 months at least. And so I took a leave of absence from my job, moved to Skopje for 3 months, and at the end of the 3 months, I called up the firm and I said, you know what, go ahead and fill the position, I'm quitting. But I told myself I'd stay in Macedonia for 1 year. Well, I ended up staying up there for 7 years. And then for the past 8 years, I've been going back and forth in a variety of capacities. So Macedonia really is like a second home to me. I've got so many friends there that are really like family. I've been all over Macedonia. I love Macedonia. I pray daily for Macedonia. I even wear Macedonia. My tailor is Gospodin Koloski. And I think, Madam Ambassador, I think you gave me my first visa to go there back in 1996, and I thank you for your work. But I've lived through a lot in Macedonia. I went through the 98, 99 Kosovo crisis, the 2001 crisis in Macedonia, 9/11, and on 9/11 I was actually flat out sick with strep throat in my flat in Skopje, and the 3rd phone call I received was from President Boris Koloski. It was an honor to know him, an honor to serve him in a variety of capacities, and I really honestly believe that the reason that the United States did the right thing by recognizing the Republic of Macedonia was because of his relationship and his friendship with President George W. Bush and Secretary of State Colin Powell. And I only regret the fact that he was not alive to be here when they did the right thing by recognizing Macedonia's constitutional name. So I lived through 9/11 in Macedonia and then went back and forth. And then in 2007, I was able to, I played a small role in bringing a couple of gentlemen to Macedonia for a conference so that one of them could speak. The gentleman who spoke, his name was Morten Harket, which is not necessarily a household name, but you may be familiar with the Norwegian band a-ha, who had a big hit in 1985, Take On Me, and then went on from there to do other hits, and they actually just finished touring last year. But I brought Morten to Macedonia so he could speak, not sing, to the conference. And he kind of got to know a little bit about the place, and he had brought with him his manager, Sigurðin Einarsson, an Icelander who was living and working in Oslo. And we talked about Macedonia, met with the Prime Minister, got to know a little bit more about Macedonia. And rock stars being what they are, you know, they've got a social conscience. And both men had worked on a film about Indonesia and their quest for independence in 1995. So we stayed in touch, and in May of 2008, I went up to Oslo for the release party of Morton's solo album, Letter from Egypt, that he had been working on at the time that he was in Macedonia. And we talked some more about Macedonia, and then Sigurjón looked at me and he says, well, why don't we make a movie about this? Of course, I had never made a movie in my life, and I thought, geez, how difficult can that be? Quite difficult, actually. So I said, sure, let's do that. So we went ahead and made a 48-minute documentary. Morton gave us a song from his album, A Name is a Name, which he lent or gave to the film that we can use it, which became the title of the film. And we had a crew from Macedonia. We went throughout Macedonia. We talked to people from the Prime Minister down to the Baba and Trapeza, as Meto mentioned, and everybody in between. And we kind of wove together as what I think is a very moving story about the Macedonian people and about the name. It's 48 minutes. We've shown it around the world. We've shown it in Australia, Canada, here in the States, in Macedonia as well, and it's probably in about 21 cities so far, to great reception. And I've always said that the three goals we have in showing the film is, number one, we want to encourage Macedonians, we want to educate non-Macedonians, and we want to entertain both groups. And I think we've done that. As an example, when we showed it here in Washington, an Italian diplomat stood up after the film and he says, now I understand. Now I understand the position that Macedonia is in. So we were able to educate him, and I think we've done that with the film in other places, and we really want to get this film out to the capitals in Washington, in Ottawa, in Canberra, London, Berlin, etc. And then in Adelaide, I remember when we were down there, a young girl stood up afterwards and said, I'm very proud to be Macedonian. I want to learn Macedonian now. So we encouraged there. And I think we've had pretty much standing ovations ever since, so I think we've entertained all the groups as well. So this is just, that's one of my small contributions to Macedonia, because I love it, because I love the people, because I have so many friends there. I've done writing off and on for various newspapers there and been involved in other capacities. After President Trajkovski died, Vilma Trajkovska asked me to be the executive director of the Boris Trajkovski International Foundation, which I did for a year. I was with Boris the day before he died up at his home on Vodno. And so I readily took that position to help create the foundation and get it off the ground. And I've been involved in a variety of other capacities. And 15 years of my life involved in Macedonia, I don't think I'm going away anytime soon. So you're stuck with me. But it's been my pleasure, my privilege to be on this journey, and I look forward to many more years of being actively involved in Macedonia and doing what I can. So Meto, thank you very much for this. It means a lot to me. I very much appreciate it. This is a fantastic conference. Really wish everybody the best of success and luck with the rest of it, and look forward to the baklava and everything tonight. Thank you.